And could you name any brands that could be accused of rainbow washing, if you will?
Yeah. Like the former company I worked with, Landrace Farms, their Saucebox brand is doing Pride joints and Pride cartridges.
Mhm.
Uh, and while I do think that that is admirable and donating to charity is the easiest way to seem like you're doing something,
Wait, they are donating to charity
they
with a
they
portion of the proceeds.
they are.
Okay.
Was it done? Who knows? You would have to actually ask them about it. Also, the group that they're with is somebody that they know. So I do feel like it's a little bit of nepotism because it is a uh, white passing queer group, not a really Black inclusive queer group.
Gotcha, gotcha. But at least it's to. I mean, like you donate who you choose to at your will. That is
Uh,
technically your right with
Totally.
fundraising in your funds. Um, but to be more inclusive with the industry, you know what I mean. Like
And that's the thing.
there are organizations that you can donate to, you can fund. We do have a link in our bio that you know what I mean. You could support, or even as little as you turn to your nearest queerest friend and slide them a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like just send them a cash app, drop them some money because like it's hard out here.
Reparations.
If you're trying to support something, do that. Like on the most local level, you know. But uh, I know Buddies is another company that did do rainbow cartridges, and they donated a portion of their proceeds to an organization. I'm not quite sure which one, but I know that's a thing and has been going on. I did see Avita's drop some unicorn glitter
Yeah.
packaging, and you know their products are quality, but what's the point of that?
Why can't we be inclusive all the time? Why does it have to be for the month?
Hmm.
Why do you not explore what the whole history of that community is and stop whitewashing it? Because just like we're hearing about so many other people in the media, it's like a quick tangent of Lin Manuel and In the Heights. When we constantly show a white adjacent version of what a culture is,
Hmm.
then we're constantly just really hurting what the really truth of the culture was. And
Hmm.
a lot of this is rooted in Black and Latina culture.
Hmm.
When we just say like, yeah, dude, it's okay to sell my culture. Yeah, even though you donate whatever portion of a charity,
Hmm.
cool. But when you're not doing it for the community, Black, Latina, femmes, and I use the word femmes because a lot of people don't know how to properly address the community. It is
Hmm.
femmes. So when we're dealing with the people who are receiving the most harm are not the ones who are actually getting the help, then I just look at it as just it's a facade because it looks like, hey, we care this month.
Hmm.
Like, okay, well, shouldn't you care all the time?
Like I'm here always. Like so, you
Yeah.
only see me in June. Like I'm just walking around through life, but like in June, you're like, oh, what up, dog? You deserve some love. And I would say to that end with that movie, which I do want to see, in the Heights, I believe is what it's called. Um, it's in speaking with someone, it was the first time that they've seen that aspect of the immigrant story told, and just on the big screen. You know what I mean? Not from the whitewashed view from there, even if it's still whitewashed. You know what I mean? Like to actually see it, it's like we're getting somewhere on screen.
So my thing is, why should we keep continuing to accept crumbs? When we know how to build a fucking bakery, why do we keep accepting crumbs?
Honestly,
We don't even need
honestly,
their space for a bakery. We know how to build our own bakeries. And if anything, we're probably going to build a better bakery. It's going to be more efficient and we're going to have better food.
like we can feed the whole fucking village with little.
We
with
do
the
everything better,
skill.
and that's the problem. It's for them. That's the problem for them.
Yeah.
And
It,
that's why these cultures are constantly exploited, because they keep having to recreate something, keep having to, you know, redefine the wheel essentially, when really, like, when we keep adding wheels, at what point is it too many fucking wheels?
like, when are we moving this bitch? When are we moving this bitch out?
Is a millipede better than a centipede?
No. It takes a long fucking time to get somewhere.
It takes a long time. If all those legs aren't coordinated as well, yo, get out of here with that.
The energy expended. You know what I mean?
So
But
that's
so
what those,
sorry.
I was gonna say, those brands such as like that are doing these things, like Uncle Ike's as well. They're a big one. Like, yeah, let's talk about that. You know, they are in Capitol Hill, which is the historically gay community. They have a rainbow sign, so it makes it look like they're accepting, but they have been historically anti-Black to their customers and to their staff members. So for me, it's just disingenuous. And again, because people don't know this, these movements are rooted in Black feminism and Latina feminism, it gets co-opted by everybody else.
It surely does every single time. It's like, oh yeah, that is really good. That is really good. That is for us.
What? Can you show me how to do it?
No, it's for us.
Can you show me how to do that real quick?
Let me.
How do you
Oh my God! Look at this interesting head scarf.
Well, because you work for the company and you came up with an idea with while you worked at the company. It's technically our idea.
Ours.
And that's a big problem, is Black people are not able to claim their own intellectual property, which is a huge part of what cannabis is. Cannabis culture, whether it's the music, whether it's the food, whether it's the fashion, whether it's the lingo, whether it's the education, we're just constantly pushed out of our own spaces.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe that these brands know that this is performative allyship? Like, do you think like they have, like, they know, right? You have to know.
You have to know. At this point of everything going on around the world, of so many people being so vocal all over every media space, you kind of have to be willfully ignorant or have certain beliefs if you're going to be doing these things. I mean, people don't just randomly do things. I don't believe.
No.
Well, let me rephrase that. Businesses don't just randomly do things, because when it comes to money, they've planned everything. They planned all of it. They're like, wow, yes, Black History Month. We're gonna put some MLK packaging and say we're donating to this Black community organization. Okay, cool. It's March. What do we do now? Who do we help? Who do we help? Who do we help? It's like, wait, you can't help everybody all the time. And again, when you look at the pyramid, when you help the people at the bottom, everybody else is going to be able to succeed. But when you constantly just help yourself, then you're a culture vulture.
So, I mean, like, as a business owner, frankly, as a business owner, you are absolutely correct. Like, I choose what my brand is going to talk about. Every single detail at the end gets run by me. And yes, I am a, sole proprietorship. I am an entrepreneur, but you've got to think on paper, even if they have multiple locations, cannabis businesses are small businesses still, by who they, you know what I mean? Like, and how do I explain this simply? You're small businesses because you have one person working so many positions. So in leadership, at the very top, at most, there's 2 to 3 or 4 people. You know what I mean? In upper management of any corporation. If none of those people are of color, how can you really understand what is happening in that community? Because one of you or 2 of you listen to hip hop, because a Black friend, Like, what are you talking about? How's that even fucking possible? I'm sorry. Like, I like,
This is
so,
the truth. I know what's going on. I listen to hip hop. I know the cool weed. I follow cookies.
like, and then even if you know good weed, now we're talking about like much more than just good weed, because like you've got to know how to treat people. So when I'm telling you I don't feel heard, and I'm not to say that that's the situation I'm in, but when your employees are telling you they don't feel heard, and you're like, well, well, what could we do? So now I'm telling you're telling me to come and talk with you and trust you, and I'm telling you what the issue is, and you want me to tell you how to fix the problem as well. But if the problem is your communication style, and I've expressed that too, and then it's like we extrapolate 10 situations down the road, what kind of conversation are we having? Do you even care? Like, why am I continuing to give you, why do I have to solve the problem that I'm not creating? You don't pay me enough.
Yeah, that was my thing. Is you don't pay me enough, because I swear you're asking me to do like 4 or 5 jobs technically.
Technically,
Like 4 or 5.
like
You want me to
technically,
do HR. You want me to be diversity, equity, and inclusion officer. You also want me to do my job.
yeah.
What else do you want me to do?
And be happy. You want me to be happy, like have a positive attitude while on top of it. Like the world as we know it as a community, whether you're queer, whether you're POC or black, like fuck, however you want to divide yourself today, it's fucked up out here. So like I am trying to pretend like it's not fucked up, and I'm not selling something that people are using to deal with how fucked up their existence is. Like that's what is actually happening. Like, when you're a bartender, like the bud tender is in the same situation where people come with their grief and they just like are trying to find something to resolve their issue. So I'm taking a lot of that on while trying to pretend like that's not
also
happening.
a therapist, an unlicensed therapist, because they won't give you the training to actually be a therapist. Because bartenders and bud tenders, like when you see over 1,000 different people and you're loved by people, because there's a difference between just the person that comes up and does their job and the bud tender that's able to just talk to people. Just like you humanize every single one of your customers. And like, how's your day going? That question alone stumps and throws so many people. How's my?
Whoa.
No one. Do you want to know? Yeah, I asked you how's your day going, so I can help you get something that's actually going to help you. If I don't know you, I can't really help you. We have to form some kind of communication and relationship.
Yeah.
So that's where I think that the people who are in community with their consumers are the ones who are going to benefit the most, because you're going back and forth. What do you like? Okay, let me see if I can find something for you, or if I can switch something up to suit your needs a little bit more, because I also want you to be happy, because you happy makes me happy, which keeps me in business. Because really, what is the whole purpose of doing business? Using whatever skills you have to alleviate other people's lives, the burdens in other people's lives.
No, not in our society. It's the purpose of doing business is to gain capital, like to have assets, to have money, to have things here. Yeah. That's what at least that's how I am seeing how some people run their business. Inward, I would say inward, because outwardly facing, that's what they're gonna say. They're definitely gonna
say charities.
Yeah,
everyone that they donate to. With when they show their commercial, they have all the faces of color that they have, but in reality, they only have one black guy.
Yeah, but or they don't even listen to that black guy.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. It's like, that's why I kept fucking with my old company, because I'm like, wait, so the only black person is a biracial person. Y'all are really doing the bare minimum. I'm not going to tolerate this. I was like, we need to hire some more black people. And they're like, we try to, just hire anyone. I'm like, but if you're trying to be inclusive, how about you include the people who like really want to be in this just as much as everybody else, like the people who've been excluded, and even at the end of the day you're still not really comfortable with them working for you because it's like you're gonna make comments about how, oh, it's like a club up in there. It's like, what you mean it's like a club up in there? Like what? Because we listen to music we like and we enjoy ourselves, we're all laughing. It's not a club. We're just enjoying our work.
Do you know how many times if I am like grooving because of the music that is on, if I'm having a good time and a customer walks in, they start dancing with me, and then like we have such a good time for the rest of that interaction, it matters that I enjoy what I'm doing on the other side. Because when I am very frustrated with my position, even though you're supposed to like it is, we're humans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when you are frustrated with what is happening around you, then you know what I mean? Like I cannot have a fake positive attitude when I am trying to uplift someone who is down in the dumps on the other side. Like you feel crappy, I feel crappy too. And sometimes that works really well with the customer on the other side.
Commiserate.
Yeah, but sometimes that person wants you to do the work.
And that's the thing. It's like when the customer is having a bad day, like we want to connect with them because it's like, yes, some of my favorite customers, like when they would have a bad day, I'm like, but I'm not gonna let it make me have a bad day. But I see them on the regular. I've noticed how their life is going. Yeah, I'm gonna say it, I am concerned from all of my consumers because my consumers make me. If it wasn't for the people that got me here, I wouldn't be here. So I do want them to have a fulfilling life. If there's even just a conversation or a recommendation that I can give somebody that's going to uplift their day, why not? That could uplift their day. That could uplift their week, their month. You don't know how people are consuming these products on their own. The more you talk to your customer, you actually know how they consume these products. So you're like, wow, okay, I don't know if you've noticed, but you went from like an eighth a week to buying a half ounce a week. You good, man? Like,
what's up?
You good?
Yeah, but here's something else that owners and that they don't seem to understand. Because I am who I am, even though it is leads to negative interactions with some, because I am a Black queer woman being right here, some people on the other side that look like me are thrilled when they walk into our shop. They are so happy to have a conversation with me and listen to what I have to say because I make them feel seen. You know what I mean? Just being here, which is why I totally agree with your statement that the people that my consumers make me, my customers make me, because they are, and which is why the Bakersmen Collective exists. You know, while I may operate in that world, you are absolutely correct. We need to have our own. I don't need your crumbs. You know what I mean? I'm here because I want to play and I want to learn.